Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Itwa. Today, we are going to be talking about Perfect Match. Perfect Match is a dating show. It's available on Netflix, and we are going to be focusing on the season 2, which is the most recent one that it has. Let's get into it. As I'm not going to talk about everybody, I'm just going to focus on the few that piqued my interest. So first person that caught my attention was Jess. I know Jess from Love is Blind, and she's very classy. She has a very warm personality. She's a mother, and from what I can see, I mean, it's not like I know her personally. From what I can see, she carries herself well. She talks about her child. She's like a good person. And then she falls for Harry. Harry. Harry that is like a walking red flag. I'm like, of all people, Harry. And then he comes in with this, he's a changed person, he's going to therapy, and I'm like, no, sis. No, this guy is going to show you Pepe. This guy is going to show you Pepe. Sis, be careful, oh, be careful of this Harry, because people that come with I'm a changed person, like you have to show workings. You get what I mean? You have to be able to prove. And in that kind of situation where everybody is closed up, you can't really assess their personality because everybody's acting to the camera. That's what I believe. Everybody's acting to the camera, and they need to be tested in a real life situation for you to actually fully trust them. The second person I'm going to be talking about is Easy. Easy is also from Love is Blind. I think he was not the last one where Jess was. I think he was on the previous one. I felt bad for Easy when Tolu chose Dom over him. We're going to talk about Dom later. And also, he was trying his best to be with Micah. Like, he really liked Micah. But Micah was no, one of the parts that actually made me laugh was when he was trying to let Micah know how much he loves her, or how much he likes her, and telling her to talk to other people. And then he was seated, Kaz was seated, Micah was seated, and they were all just having a conversation. And then imagine telling her that you know spread your tentacles, talk to other people, and right there in his presence, Micah says she wants to have a discussion with Kaz. Like, how brutal! How brutal! How brutal can you be? Like, honestly, I felt for Kaz at that point. I was like, sorry, better luck next time. But the funny thing about it is, she went to Kaz, and he had the whole arrangement with Kaz. That's Micah now. And then Kaz finally showed that shaggy. Cancel that shege. And then she still had to come back to the same Easy, like a safe option. But I mean, Easy is like just too good to be on the show. And it made me really happy when he and Jess like went for a date, when they were paired up for a date. And it was like, in the real world, I don't know if they work out, but they're kind of similar in the fact that they have like calm personalities. They know exactly what they're looking for, and they're just like generally just warm people, as opposed to the others, which we are going to get to. Now let's talk about Tolu. Tolu. Let's talk about Tolu. Big ups to you, Tolu, for just telling Dom how it is. Like, I really enjoy the fact that she talked to him the way she did in the boardroom, because why would you treat somebody like that? And again, who said Dom should come back? Like, who approved, who signed it and said, please, who thought it was a good idea for Dom to actually come back on that show? Because he won the last season. Like, how many perfect match can somebody have? If you won the last season and for some reason or another it didn't work out, are you supposed to come back? Like, that part, that part I don't understand. Does that mean that the winner of season 2 is also going to come back for season 3 if it doesn't work out? Like, I don't know. Dom should not have been on season 2 anyway. As far as I'm concerned, Dom shouldn't have come at all. He shouldn't have been there. And I also don't think that any of the contestants were like a match for Tolu. Like, I love her personality. I love that she's a girl's girl. How she was standing up for Micah, how she listened to Zanti when Zanti had something to say about Chris. And I think that she actually really put herself into the experiment, which was a really good one. But outside of that, I wish her the very best, and her match is definitely not in the house. Let's just forget about it. She and Chris. Now let's talk about Alara and Steven. They were like the most should I call them like the most unlikely pair, but they actually match each other's energy. Like for both of them, I feel like they are kind of very expressive, very fun loving individuals. They have like the bad girl and bad guy type of attitude, but deep down they just want to be loved. They just want somebody that will care for them deeply, and I feel that both of them were able to give that to each other. Can correct me if I'm wrong. That's just my own personal feeling. Like Alara and Steven, perfect match. As far as I'm concerned, Alara and Steven, yeah, they should have won it. The fact that they stayed true to each other, immediately they paired up till the end of the show when others were changing partners, like Elise. When others were changing partner like every 2 days, for them to stay true to each other. And if you look at their personalities individually, you might not see them as people that would stay committed. And then you have an assortment of singles, you have your opportunity, and just decided to stick to each other. I think that's a very good one. For me, Alara and Stevie should definitely have won this season, honestly. That's what I believe anyway. Alara and Stevie should have won. Enter Melinda. When that issue happened with Melinda and Harry, initially I was like, is Harry saying the truth? Did it really not happen? Is she just chasing clout like he said? Why would she do something like that? And then for her to bring it out in the open like that, why? Only for them to show us that it was true. Hey God. I hope I'm not being too dramatic, because when I saw the clip at the end, and it was like he really did it. And he had the effrontery to go to the producer and ask if they actually had a clip of that happening. I'm not going to tell you guys what happened. Go and watch it. And I'm like, come on. This Harry is really not okay. Like, so what happened to all your therapy? What happened to being a better man? What happened to all the promises that you made? What happened to all those ones? I mean, some people just never change. They don't change. Harry, you do this one. You do this one. You do this one. Okay. I think I'm done on that issue. So let me just tell you my thought on the final couple, and that's the couple that were up for winning this season. So first off, let's talk about Micah and Kaz. I think I've talked about them already, but what I didn't say was that they got back together. They shouldn't have gotten to that point. Kaz should have been with somebody else, and Micah should have been with somebody else. That's all I have to say about Kaz and Micah. Second, Elise and Brighton. They fit each other. Thank you. They fit each other. I don't want to talk about Elise and Brighton at all, because what Elise did, Alara and Stevan, like I said earlier, they should have won, but they didn't. I wish them all the best, and I hope that they can make something meaningful outside of the show. I really, really wish them well. And I see, I can say it 100 times. They should have won this season of Perfect Match. That's it. Let's talk about Tolu and Chris. I've spoken about Tolu earlier, and for Chris, I don't think I actually saw his personality on this show. I feel he settled for Tolu just to be a finalist. There was just something strange about him and the way he acted. There was nothing really special about him. And the fact that he chose Tolu at that point that he did. I had mentioned to Elise beforehand about how much he liked Tolu, blah blah blah, and the rest of it. But there's just something about him. I can't pinpoint what it is exactly, but I hope that nothing happens between himself and Tolu outside of that house. Let them just go their separate ways. Thank you, and God bless you. Nigel and Christine, the people that won. Ay, ay, ay. Now, I can't say I like Nigel and Christine, but I know they fit. Are they the perfect match? Probably not. I mean, how can you crown those that just came at the end? They were not tested in any way, shape, or form. The fact that both of them were interested in different people during the show. I mean, Christine wanted to kill herself because of cars, and it's like, and then you crown them. Like, you see, this contestant, this is into contestants. Something is wrong with them, and I'm tempted to believe that is because they maybe they don't like Alara and Stevan because Christine and Nigel, Alara and Stevan, like make it make sense, please. Oh, wow. Anyway, to wrap it up, I actually believe that if Harry and Jess had not broken up, they would have actually won the show. Another thing I want to say is that Nigel and Christine won with just one vote. It would be nice to know who the second runner-ups were, and I actually believe it was Alara and Stevan because they deserve it. They deserve it. So that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching up to this very point. Don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe, and all the good stuff. Perfect Match is available to watch on Netflix. Actually spoke about the season 2, but there's also a season 1 if you're interested. But please don't fall into the rabbit hole of trying to watch the other shows that the other contestants are from, because I mean it will take long. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen Trust Fish Tolu was on. I've seen Love Is Blind. I've seen The Mole, where Dom came from. I'm not sure about the circle anyway, and some other ones anyway. But thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.
She's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, she's one